Hey, this is Shan for Different Skill, and I'm bringing you a Magic the Gathering deck profile. And this is of the deck I took to game day yesterday, and I placed third place. It wasn't too big of a tournament because I guess it was a free tournament and not many people decided to show up. So, but all in all, I think my deck did pretty well. So I only lost my friend at the last round in a mirror match, so it was kind of funny. He ended up getting second place, and first place was someone else, and whatever. So, so let's get started with the deck. I am playing a Maze's End deck, so I'll get to the lands first. So to start off, of course, two Maze's End. For those of you who do not know what Maze's End does, Maze's End comes into play tapped. Tap add one colorless mana to your pool, and then tap 3, and then pay 3 mana, tap Maze's End, return it back to your hand, search your library for a gate card, put it onto your battlefield, then shuffle your library. If you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. So it's kind of like alternate win condition. Well, it basically is one. And I use this mainly to, stall out the game and win the game inevitably, I guess you would say. So, and I play one of each guild gate, so there's 10 in total. So they're all foil, so they're all very nice. There is a problem with running so many gates that you would expect a lot of your land to come into play tapped, but it's not too big of a problem because, to back it up, I'm playing 2 Godless Shrines. This is the white-black shock land, so I'm playing 2 of these. Playing 2 Watery Grave, the blue-black shockland, 2 Breeding Pool, the green-blue shockland, 2 Temple Garden, and 2 Overgrown Tomb. And these are black-green and white-green respectively. For Watery Grave, I'm thinking of taking these out for Hollowed Fountains because I noticed that I was searching for the Azorius Guild Gate the most, which is the white-blue shockland, the white-blue Guild Gate. So I'm probably going to take these out for some Hollowed Fountains. So moving on, I play 3 basic land, actually. 1 plains, 1 forest, and 1 island. Because with Gatecreeper Mine, which is the next card here, it's actually very nice to be able to search up a basic land to play it in right away, instead of searching for a guild gate and then having to wait another turn to play it. The one turn actually matters quite a bit, so it's quite nice to have the extra versatility. And also, like, you don't have to shock yourself to play these because they are basic land, so it's always nice. Playing 4 Gatecreeper Vine. This card is very good because 0/2 Defender for 2 mana searches for a basic land or a guild gate. It fixes your colors, and it's just a good defender against like some 1-drops that maybe if you're on the play, so you go land, they play like a 1 to cast and then they pass back, you play this. If their 1 to cast doesn't have a way to buff itself, it'll just wall it off, but most of the time it do. But that's fine because you can trade this off and then play Supreme Verdict or another board wipe of some sorts. So it's always good to have these. Some decks don't play it, but I play 4. Playing 3 Centaur Healer, 3 to cast 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. This really helps against the aggressive decks because early drops that heal you are very important. The fact that his body is also a 3/3 is actually a very important part. There's a 1 to cast 1/1 called Cathedral Sanctifier. When it comes to the battlefield, it also gains you 3 life. The problem with that, it's a 1 to cast, but that's why I'm not playing it. So I'm playing Centaur Healer instead. 4 Cerulean Gatekeeper. This is actually one of I think one of the best cards in my deck. 1 green, 3 colorless. When Cerulean Gatekeepers enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, you gain 7 life. Now 7 life is nothing to scoff at. Easily you can get up to like 30 life, and if you're being aggroed down, being healed up back to 20 life is like very, very easy. 4 Restoration Angel. because of our Cerulean Gatekeepers, our Centaur Healers, and our Gatecreeper Vines, all the good targets to blanket, get the Enter the Battlefield effect, so you can get out the Restoration Angel, and then you can get the Cerulean Gatekeeper, then the Restoration Angel, and my dog's right there, looking at me doing a deck profile. Hi, doggy. I know you guys can't see him, but maybe he'll run up and try to snatch a card, and I'll have to hit him, because my cards are worth a decent amount of money. Okay, moving on to the spells. I mainboard one Simic Charm. Simic Charm is mainly for insurance, I guess, against land destruction, because one of its modes is all permanents you control gain hexproof until the end of the turn. Second mode is return the target creature to its owner's hand, so unsummon, and +3/+3 until the end of turn. So it's not bad. 3 Putrefy, 1 black, 1 green, 1 colorless. Destroy target artifact or creature, it cannot be regenerated. It's pretty good. The versatility for destroying artifacts too is quite nice, because Pithing Needle can stop Maze's End from activating the win condition, so you can always just Putrefy it and then tap for win. 4 Far and Away. Far and Away is a split card, one of the more powerful split cards. So you look at it like this. So Far is return target creature to its owner's hand, and Away is target player sacrifices a creature. Now, not only does this help you against hexproof creatures, you far away other creatures. You far other creatures away. You bounce other creatures back to their hand, and then you use Away to make them sacrifice their hexproof creature. Or you can easily far your own creature and then away them. So then you can bounce back your Gatekeeper if you need more life, and then they have to sacrifice a creature. So this card is just all the value. So definitely would play 4 no matter what. It's just a very nice removal spell, and especially against any deck that's making tokens, Far is just a removal spell for tokens, because tokens don't return to hand. 2 Supreme Verdict for those pesky lots of creature decks. Supreme Verdict, white, blue, colorless. Supreme Verdict cannot be countered, destroy all creatures. It's pretty good. But my favorite is Terminus. I'm playing 3 of these. If this is the first card you've drawn this turn, you may play 1 white, which is its miracle cost, and you may play this card for that 1 white. Put all creatures to the bottom of their owner's libraries. So not only does this not destroy creatures, so they cannot be reanimated, it also puts them on bottom so they don't get to draw them again, and like they have to shuffle their library or something in order to get their cards back. But most decks don't have like search their deck effects, in standard at least. The only things that I could see people using are like Farseek and like maybe a Gatecreeper Vine, but that's kind of far-fetched even at that. So Terminus is by far my favorite. It also doesn't trigger dying effects like Thragtusk, Voice of Resurgence, Blood Artist, so just some really good stuff. And the fact that it only costs 1 means you could just, like, if they have a big board, like you're playing Naya Blitz, and then like they're on the play, and then turn 2 they're already swinging you for 7, you can just go Miracle Terminus, if you're good at this game, right? And then you can just like wipe them all out, and then stabilize from there. So I'm playing 1 Rakdos Return. I didn't play this in the tournament, but I decided to make a change because I was mainboarding Golgari Charm, which was kind of an it was like too what's it called? I was being too careful basically, to try to be as unaggroable as possible. But Rakdos Return is pretty good. Black red X. Rakdos Return deals X damage to target opponent, and that player discards X cards. So very powerful card for 2 mana, and then all the mana you pull into it. Considering this deck is running so many land, it's really easy to just pool all your mana into this, and then they lose a lot of life and they discard a lot of cards. So playing 1 Mind Grind. Another alternate win condition. Because the games are designed to go really late, Mind Grind is black, blue, X. Each opponent reveals cards onto the top of his library until he or she reveals X land, then puts all the cards revealed in this way into your graveyard. X cannot be 0. So if I pay X as 5, then they mill until they reach 5 land. But in a more realistic sense, I could easily pay 8. Like 10 mana is really easy, because if you need 10 Guild Gates to win, you probably have at least like 11 mana. at the very least. Stop it. Stop it. No, you're not allowed in my room. And then, so yeah, this is actually pretty funny win condition when your opponent just has to mill and hold back out. And now for the Planeswalkers, I'm playing 2 Sorin Lord of Innistrad. I have a mismatch rarity because I'm bad at this game. I still like the pack art more, not because I'm being an elitist, but I just like it more. Sorin Lord of Innistrad is white, black, 2, +1. Put 1/1 black vampire creature token with lifelink onto the battlefield. Man, that's a mouthful. -2, you get an emblem with creatures you control get +1/+0. That part's pretty relevant too. And -6, destroy up to 3 target creatures and or planeswalkers. Return each card onto the battlefield this way under your control. So, you kind of mind controls planeswalkers and creatures, in a sense. Mainly, you need him to +1 a lot to keep you in the game. The lifelink is very relevant, and blocking guys every turn is also very relevant. And finally, I'm playing 3 Jace Architect of Thought. His +1 is absolutely amazing against aggro, especially because in aggro most of their cards are 2 power and they just have a lot of them. So Jace essentially cuts their whole power in half. Because until the end of the turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, it gets -1, -0 until the end of turn. So essentially cutting down any 2 power creatures in half. -2, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. An opponent separates these 3 cards into 2 piles. Put one of the piles into your hand, the other into the bottom of your library. So if you say you can just pick 3 random cards, so like a Supreme Verdict, Terminus, and a Supreme Verdict, like yeah. So you reveal these 3 off the top of the deck, off your deck, and then they'll choose like, okay, I'll split it like this, and then you get to choose. Essentially, you'll always get the card you want. But it just matters if you're getting 2 cards, another card with it, or not, because they can't really split it into like. There's no way to split it so you don't get the card you want. So Jace overall is very good, very good. His ultimate, not so much. For each player, that player's library, search that player's library for a non-land card and exile it. That player shuffles his library, his or her library. You may cast those cards without paying their mana costs. It's kind of whatever. If they're playing something stupid, like that's like an immediate win condition, it's like some big bomb, you could steal it from the deck and then play it for no apparent cost. And let's see, that will be it. I'm not going to go through the sideboard because I think my time's up, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.